everybody, Cinema Sickness here again to talk to you about what I bought and what I watched today. And today, headed out to another one of my local thrift stores where I picked up some great titles both on VHS and DVD, so let's take a look at everything I got. So the first thing I picked up was 5 VHS tapes, all for 50 cents a piece, and the first title I grabbed was Over Her Dead Body, starring Elizabeth Perkins and Judge Reinhold, which are the two names that completely sold me on this title. This is a blind buy, a movie I've never heard of before, but with those two names, I had to pick it up. The next title I picked up, I also grabbed simply because of two actors, and that was Don't Tell Her It's Me, starring Steve Guttenberg and Shelley Long, two amazing actors. Everything I see them in, I absolutely love, so for their names alone, had to grab this one. Then I grabbed Evil Dead 2, which I do already own both on DVD and on Blu-ray, but I really enjoy this cover art, and even though it's pretty similar to the Blu-ray cover art, it is a little bit different. I really like how it looks, so just for collecting purposes, had to pick it up. Then I grabbed Strictly Business, which is a movie I have heard of, one I've never seen, but it did look very interesting, has a decent lineup, a decent sounding synopsis, and gets pretty good reviews online, so for 50 cents, had to grab it. And the last VHS I picked up was True Identity. Now this is one I haven't seen in many, many years. This used to always play on TV when I was a kid, so I have seen this before, but it's been so long I hardly remember what happens in this film. So when I came across this, I freaked out, had to get it, and I cannot wait to check it out again. Now onto the DVDs, of which I paid only $3 a piece for, and the first one I grabbed was Still Crazy. A movie I have heard of, but one I never really bothered to look into very much. However, when I came across this one and saw the lineup, that is what sold me. This has some amazing British actors in it. The synopsis does sound pretty interesting, so for $3, had to get it, and I can't wait to check it out. Then I grabbed the complete first season of Flight of the Conchords, yes, for only $3. And best of all, this was still brand new, factory sealed, so an amazing deal. Now this is a series that I have heard of, but I don't really know much about. I have heard some good things about it, but really going into this completely blind. But as I said, I have heard some good things, so for $3, had to pick it up, and this I cannot wait to see. And the last DVD I picked up was How I Met Your Mother Season 1. Another amazing deal for only $3. I do, however, already own this season on DVD, but the reason why I wanted to grab this is because it is the original release in its original packaging, whereas what I own is the rental version, which comes with each disc in its own case. It's what you would pick up at a place like Blockbuster Video, and there's nothing wrong with that. It's in good shape. I don't have anything wrong owning that, but when it comes down to it, I much rather have the actual original packaging for the set. So for $3, figured I'd replace my rental copy. So that's it for what I bought today, so now into what I watched. And since yesterday I checked out the 1953 version of Houdini, I figured today I'd check out the 1998 version of Houdini. Another well-told story, really enjoyed this one. This is a made-for-TV movie, this is a TNT original movie, so you are getting a little bit lower quality, bit lower budget. You know what you're getting yourself into with a made-for-TV movie. It definitely has that look, but it was still really well done. If you're a Harry Houdini fan, it's certainly worth checking out. Now, to compare the two movies, I would have to say I enjoyed the 1953 version a bit more. I just thought it was more fun. I got more invested in the characters. Just a bit better done of a story, but what I enjoyed more about the 1998 version was the fact that this is more true to life. As I mentioned, the 1953 version certainly took some liberties, or I should say a lot of liberties, let the lot out, added a lot, changed a ton of things around. At the most, I would say maybe 50% of it was actual true to life, and that's even pushing it. Whereas quite a bit of this movie was actually true to life. They actually took a lot of the actual true history and put it into this film. Though it is a movie, so of course they did add things, took things out, and changed some things around. It's to be expected. But it still was very well done, and I did enjoy the fact that it was a bit more true to life and told the story of Harry Houdini a bit better as it actually happened. There's not too much to say about the movie, though. It is just a story of Harry Houdini. If you're interested in Harry Houdini, then yes, I would recommend checking it out. It was a fun movie. You can only get this one, though, on VHS. It has never been released to DVD, which definitely is a shame. But if you come across it, you should definitely pick it up. I would say the one negative thing about this movie, though, was the ending. They're doing a seance throughout the whole movie. It's one of those things where they keep going back to a seance, and they tell some story, and they go back to the seance again, tell some more story, back to the seance, and that just keeps on going on and on throughout the story. At the end, they're of course doing the seance again. This time Harry Houdini actually shows up and talks to his wife Bess, and this is when things become a little cheesy for me. I kind of wish they would have just ended it before they got to this whole last seance thing. Because with Harry Houdini's ghost showing up and at the end him and Bess are dancing, it just kind of ruined the entire ending of the film to me. I thought it was way too artsy, way too out there. And from what I've read in the actual history of Harry Houdini, nothing like that certainly ever happened. Apparently, they have been, I believe, even to this day, they still try to contact Harry Houdini on Halloween night, and apparently nothing has ever happened. So, yeah, it was a bit ridiculous. I didn't really enjoy the ending. Maybe they just would have left Harry's ghost, there talking to people, but nobody hearing him because he's a ghost. I could have lived with that, but it's just at the end when Bess comes back to get her ring she left on the table, and Harry talks to her, and she hears him, and then they start talking and dancing and blah, blah, blah. It seemed kind of ridiculous. Could have done without that. It did kind of ruin the ending of the film. But regardless, it still was very well done, very enjoyable, and as I said, if you are a fan of Harry Houdini, it is certainly worth checking out, though you can only get it on VHS, but if you come across it, definitely buy it. So that's it for what I bought when I watched today. Definitely picked up some great titles today on both VHS and DVD and got some amazing deals there. And also watching the 1998 version of Houdini, I loved it, thought it was great. Though I would recommend also watching the 1953 version. They're both very different in feeling, and even the story in itself is very different. They're both great movies in their own right, and I would definitely recommend both of them. So that's it. Thanks for watching, and stay tuned to see what I bought when I watch tomorrow. See ya. But I really wanted to have the actual true, fuck. The 1998 version. I actually really enjoyed this one. For the, at the most 50%, the 1953 version was fucking shit.